Attention passionate Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you're following the Seahawks closely this season, you know how important each move is, especially when it comes to strengthening that interior defensive line. And right now, there's some serious buzz around the Seahawks making a bold move. Word is they are trading for Derek Brown, the talented defensive tackle from the Carolina Panthers. That's right, Derek Brown, a player who has been making waves in the league and is considered one of the top interior linemen, is potentially heading to Seattle. And this isn't just a rumor. It's backed by some very solid indications that the Seahawks are willing to make a substantial move, trading their second-round pick in the 2026 draft. So, what makes Derek Brown such a game-changer? Well, first off, he's an All-Pro for 2023, ranked 18th among the top 100 players for 2025. His stats this season are impressive: 30 solo tackles, 4 sacks, 12 tackles for loss, and a run defense grade from PFF of 82. 5. Over his career, he's amassed over 300 tackles, 15 sacks, 55 quarterback hits, and 40 tackles for loss. That kind of production is exactly what the Seahawks need to bolster their front seven, especially considering the importance of disrupting the opponent's backfield and stopping the run on early downs. His strength inside is phenomenal, an 85. One grade in interior strength, surpassing even some of the best in the league like Fletcher Cox or Aaron Donald. This kind of interior presence is crucial because it allows the Seahawks to project a run-stop rate of around 62%, which would be a significant improvement over their current metrics. Plus, Derek Brown's ability to command double teams and free up other pass rushers is a huge factor. For example, with Brown on the line, the Seahawks could see a boost in their pass rush, especially for players like Williams, who has already recorded 4 sacks this season. Brown's presence could help Williams focus solely on rushing the passer without constantly being double-teamed, leading to more sacks and pressure on the quarterback. And let's talk about the broader impact. The Seahawks' defense has been improving, but adding a player like Brown really elevates them into the top tier of run defenses, possibly even cracking the top 10. This is important because it allows them to control the game on the ground, forcing opponents into long down-and-distance situations. And when you look at their upcoming matchups, say, against the 49ers or even divisional rivals, the ability to neutralize their powerful rushing attack becomes even more critical. The Seahawks have a real opportunity here to become a dominant force against the run, and Derek Brown could be the piece that unlocks that potential. Now, on the other side, we have the Carolina Panthers, who are clearly in a rebuild mode. After the disappointing 1-7 start, they're looking to the future. The team is currently running with a cap space of about $10 million, and they're trying to free up some more money by trading away veteran players. Derek Brown, being a young and highly talented player, fits perfectly into their strategy of acquiring youth and draft capital. The Panthers are also looking to shed some cap space, about $8 million, so they can be more aggressive in the quarterback hunt or other key positions in upcoming free agency. It's interesting to note that the Panthers' odds to win the Super Bowl are around plus 15-0, reflecting their current rebuild status. They're currently giving up around 30 points per game, which shows how much they're still trying to find their footing defensively. Trading away Derek Brown, who has been a bright spot on their defense, might seem like a step back now, but it's part of a larger plan to build a more sustainable, youthful team. They're betting on the idea that draft picks and cap flexibility will serve them better in the long run, especially with the recent struggles of their quarterback situation and the need to develop their young talent. For the Seahawks, this move is a clear signal that they are trying to push toward the next level. By trading for Derek Brown, they're not just filling a positional need, they're making a statement about their Super Bowl ambitions. The Seahawks have historically been a team that emphasizes trench play, and adding a player of Brown's caliber helps them reclaim that identity. His interior presence can help transform their defense into a more formidable unit, capable of shutting down not just the run, but also applying pressure on the quarterback. And considering that the Seahawks have a cap space of around $21 million, they can absorb Brown's contract comfortably, making this a strategic, financially sound move. Looking at the big picture, the Seahawks' defensive line with Brown, Reed, and other pass rushers could become one of the most disruptive units in the league. If we project their stats, combined they could reach over 12 sacks and generate significant pressure, which would elevate their overall team ranking. The defense, which has been solid but not exceptional this season, could see a leap into the top 10 in run defense, thanks to the interior strength Brown provides. This aligns perfectly with the Seahawks' philosophy of building a tough, aggressive defense that can control the game from the inside out. And don't forget, the Seahawks are also paying attention to their secondary. With an improved defensive line, opposing quarterbacks will have less time to throw, which benefits the coverage units. The secondary could gain an extra half-second, allowing them to stick to receivers longer and make more plays on the ball. This kind of synergy between the front and back end is exactly what championship teams do. They dominate in the trenches and in coverage simultaneously. Now, what does this mean for the Seahawks' Super Bowl chances? Well, with odds currently around plus 2,500, they are definitely seen as a dark horse. But with this kind of interior upgrade, those odds could shorten significantly. If Derek Brown can replicate or even surpass his 2023 performance, and with the continued development of their young players like Williams and the rest of the front seven, the Seahawks could realistically position themselves as serious contenders. In fact, some analysts are even placing them in the top group of NFC teams with a legitimate shot at making a deep playoff run, especially if their defense continues to improve and their offense maintains its high level of performance with Geno Smith and his weapons. And speaking of the offense, the Seahawks have been relying heavily on their rushing attack, with Walker III leading the way. He's averaging around 4.2 yards per carry this season, and with the offensive line gradually gelling, they're able to exploit gaps and create big plays. An improved defense means the Seahawks can play more confidently, knowing they can contain the opposition and give their offense more opportunities to control the game clock. This balance, solid defense combined with an effective run game, is precisely what they need to sustain success through the grueling NFL season and into the playoffs. Now, let's not forget the historical context here. The Seahawks have been known for their fierce trench play and dominant defenses during their Super Bowl-winning seasons, especially the remarkable 2013 team that brought home the trophy. Adding Derek Brown, a player who can anchor their interior line and produce elite run-stopping and pass-rushing numbers, is reminiscent of those championship defenses. It's about creating a dominant front that can dictate the pace of the game, apply relentless pressure, and make life miserable for opposing quarterbacks. Looking ahead, the Seahawks are clearly aiming high. Their recent moves suggest they are in win-now mode, especially with the possibility of making a deep playoff push. The AFC and NFC are both stacked with talented teams, but Seattle's combination of a rising defense, a balanced offense, and strategic acquisitions like Brown give them a real shot at challenging the best of the best. Their odds to reach Super Bowl LXI might have been around plus 2,500, but with this move, many believe they could see those numbers drop and gain more respect from oddsmakers and analysts alike. In conclusion, this potential trade for Derek Brown is a game-changer, no doubt about it. It's a bold statement of intent from the Seahawks, showing they're willing to invest heavily in their defense to chase championship glory. For the Panthers, it's a rebuild move focusing on youth and cap flexibility, but for the Seahawks, it's about strengthening the core and raising their championship ceiling. The impact on their defense could be profound, elevating them into a top-tier unit that can challenge the NFC's best and give themselves a real shot at Super Bowl glory. The coming weeks will be critical to see how this all unfolds, but one thing is certain. The Seahawks are making a statement, and they're doing everything they can to get back to that championship stage. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Seattle Seahawks fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you believe Derek Brown will be the missing piece that pushes the Seahawks over the edge? Or do you think there are still areas that need reinforcement? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Seahawks. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Seattle Seahawks news. Because when it comes to your team, we're always in it together, looking ahead to that next big victory, that next Super Bowl run, and that glorious moment when the Seahawks once again lift the Lombardi Trophy. Thanks for sticking with us, and until next time, keep that passion alive.